Previously, there's a 4-hour gap in service. This wouldn't be a big deal if I wasn't also trying to go to Soilfest in Pomona tonight. I apparently missed it by 11 minutes. And now for the shocking conclusion. Yeah, I think I'm gonna just go for it. We'll see how far we can get. That outlet didn't work, so battery's not charged. This freaking grasshopper won't leave me alone. That's not a good spot to be, boy. You're gonna be spun right round like a record, baby. I pulled him off safely for you insect awareness advocates. Heading south, the remaining portion of the Sierra Trail ends just before Avenue R, and we begin the gradual climb towards Vincent Grade Acton, stopping just outside Lake Palmdale to catch a shot of the northbound Metrolink. Yeah! From Palmdale to the high point was about 600 feet of elevation gain, but over the stretch of about 7 miles. From there it was downhill for the most part. I know everyone likes sunset shots, but this is just special. We're really in for it, because if I don't make it to Via Princessa or Vista Canyon in the next 3 hours, I might miss all the trains. But you know what? I don't care at this point, because I'm having fun. We just crossed Vincent Grade Acton about a while back, and I realized why it's called that. It's because it's the grade line between the uphill and the downhill. And right across the street from the station practically was this really cool looking bar that was railroad themed, and it had a bunch of cabooses and boxcars out back. And they have karaoke like the first and third Thursday, as if I'll ever be here for that. Wait, Thursday night? Antelope Valley line? That's actually possible. Wait, open mic on Sundays, 2 to 6? That's also possible. Soledad Canyon. That's why they call it Soledad, because it's solitude. All the traffic that was on the way leading up here, they all turned onto the freeway, so clear streets, sunset shots, everyone loves them. Riding through this stretch of canyon really gives you an idea of why this is the biggest gap without any Metrolink stations, because it's really backcountry out here. Or at least as backcountry as you can get this close to LA, with horse ranches that can be rented out for movie filmings. This ride was so scenic, so quiet, but probably darker than I should have been comfortable with trying the first time at night. And also on a bike that the previous week had 3 bearings in the front hub split in half, and currently had 5 bearings in the right side of the bottom bracket failing, but it held up. Ironically, the brightest part of this route was the tunnel, since there were actually streetlights there. As soon as we crossed under the 14 freeway and I spotted my first landscaped median, I knew we'd arrived back in civilization. Unfortunately, the enhanced Metrolink frequency does not go all the way to the new Vista Canyon station for some reason, so it was a little bit of extra distance down to Via Princessa. Other interesting observation is that the sign pointing toward the station actually says Amtrak, when this is a Metrolink station that only serves Metrolink trains. Amazingly, after all that biking, I arrived just as the 613 train was pulling in.
The train is going to Adelaide Union Station, ladies and gentlemen, 280, Adelaide Union.
Now that is what I call just-in-time delivery. Oh no. I dropped a glove on the platform. Dude, I do not believe that just happened. That I biked that much distance down Soledad Canyon and made it on this train within the minute. The minute.
Our next station stop is Santa Clarita.
That's crazy.
If this is your destination.
So, Soledad Canyon. It was a lot of downhill. It was really dark. It was probably more dark and downhill than I would have probably needed to be comfortable with trying it for the first time at night, but I did it anyways. It was like downhill, little uphill, super downhill, little uphill, and then there was a tunnel, and then there was more downhill, then more uphill, and then more downhill, and then back in civilization. For the amount of traffic there wasn't on it, it almost felt like a bike trail. I was very pleased with the experience. It was so quiet, I could even hear like the sound of my tires on the ground at some points. It's crazy. Alas, the lost glove situation could have been avoided if I had a front basket. I would have actually had somewhere to put the glove down while I was recording, instead of trying to awkwardly place it on my saddle and balance the bike and hold a camera at the same time. It turns out Metrolink's Lost and Found hotline is a lot more useless than I thought it was, because I saw there was a security person at the station, so I'm like, oh, they can just call them up and tell them to look for my glove. But they're like, blah blah blah, the security at that station is managed by a third party, so we have no way to contact them. You'll have to contact the city of Santa Clarita or whoever. I'm like, wait, hold on. You're telling me you have no way to contact the people that are securing your own stations? God forbid you lose something that's actually valuable. So, I needed new gloves anyways. I'll just have to ride home with a cold left hand. I'm not sure I want to know what this is about. We transferred in LA to the San Bernardino line with plenty of time to spare. One thing I've noticed about this line, people on here love bikes. We were greeted in Pomona North by the arrival of the westbound San Bernardino line just as we pulled in. No, put the crossing gates down again. We're not done yet. That's right. Let's see if all that hustling and pedaling to the metal and losing my glove is gonna pay off with getting to Soil Fest before it's over. Extra credit! So I'm so hungry I can eat all that grain right now. Implying it's not like plastic pellets. Since I mentioned this in another video, Veterans Park. Not to be confused with the park named Veterans Park 3 miles away. Does this count as TOD, right? It's like a couple blocks from the transit center. Soil Fest was at Las Semillas Cultural Center on 9th Street and White Avenue. This is the site of a former church which is being converted into a community center and a community farm.
Oh snap, I think I arrived during the sound healing session.
Thankfully there's potatoes. Worth it.